We are Petra and Kat. Come along as we share travel tips and discover new and unforgettable destinations. From hidden gems to popular landmarks, we hope our travel tales will inspire you to embark on your own adventures.
All right. I just want you to know I'm looking at the cat.
I don't think I really read what we were doing until we kind of got there.
It's sort of typical.
Welcome to the channel.
I'm Petra.
And I'm Kat.
And today we're going to talk about an amazing excursion, the Volcanic Coast Ocean Raft Excursion out of Sitka, Alaska. You can actually do this excursion a number of different ways. You can book it directly through the operator, or you could do it through your tour excursion desk at the cruise line of your choice. We're going to talk about the actual excursion itself, but we'll put links to how you can book it yourself, whether you do it through your cruise line or not.
That sounds good. It's one of the best adventures we've ever been on.
Absolutely. And we'll always say this, when you book an excursion, if you're on a cruise ship, we always prefer to book it through the cruise line, because if there's any issues and you're back late, the cruise ship will wait for you if you booked it through them. Many of the ports, you can do things early enough that it's not a problem, so always check to see whatever your best options are.
And I have to say, this one was like an unexpected surprise, because I don't think I really read what we were doing until we kind of got there.
It's sort of typical. Yeah, that sounds good. And then we find out a little bit more about it. What I loved about it is that we felt very safe. They prepared us, telling us what to expect, and then they geared us up.
And what I like the most is that it almost felt like a private tour, because the most that could have been on this boat was 6 people, and we went with a couple of friends, so we just had us 4, and then there was somebody from the cruise ship, so it felt like a private tour, not like with 100 people on board.
And we had friends who also did an actual private tour, and they paid like 4 times as much as we did. So we actually liked this, because again, 6 people is the max for each boat. If you have more people than 6, they will do a second boat at the same time, but it's made it really special.
You know what was really cool too is that they picked you right up at the port, right as you got off the ship. It's really funny lady. Actually, she was pretty incredible. Took us to a van who took us to like a warehouse, and we were like, oh, what's going on? But actually, she explained a lot about the area while we were going and what we were going to see. And I have to tell you, I saw the volcanic description in the title, and I was like, where was I in high school? Because I didn't know there were volcanoes here. So we go to this warehouse and we get geared up, and it was so good and so protected that it was amazing. Do you remember everything that they gave us?
So they had a balaclava. That's the hood thing that keeps you super warm. We had safety goggles. We had a full suit, and they had every size imaginable that kept you warm and dry. And they had pockets so that if you wanted to put your phone away and keep it safe, you could. You had your own boots or whatever rain footwear you might want. We also got safety goggles. They gave us gloves, and they gave us a cloth to wipe off the safety goggles, so that in the event that it was raining, and it was raining, you could still stop and see. Lisa was a character. She'd been in Alaska a long time. She taught us a lot about the area. It was almost disappointing that she didn't get on the boat with us, because she was so much fun. Anyway, when we went back to the ports to get on the raft, she showed us the tide pools and all the anemones and the sea stars, which most people call starfish. And it was a really sort of neat lead up to meeting our captain, whose name was Mike. The raft was a typical Coast Guard raft that had been specially outfitted. And it basically had 6 seats, almost kind of like a motorcycle, but also almost like a roller coaster. So you're standing, and then you sit on the seat and you hold on, and then if it starts to get really bumpy, you just stand up, and then you take the waves with your knees rather than with your back.
The actual seat was a buoy. So if you know a lot about boats, it was a boat buoy. So it was very bouncy. So it took the impact as well. It wasn't a hard seat like an actual motorcycle.
And we went pretty quickly, and we did hit some waves. We were screaming like a roller coaster, and it was a lot of fun. And then we would slow down when we get to the different nature areas. And he showed us all of the volcanic activity that had happened, and some lava tubes that we saw. We got to see a lot of animals.
We saw a pod of humpback whales. We got to see more sea otters than I've ever seen in my life. It was really fun to see. They were off this little island and they were just all playing and having a good time and checking us out. And we got to see an eagle's nest with 2 baby eagles in it. It was very cool.
It was awesome. There's so much that can be seen. We've understood that you can sometimes see bears from the boat. We did not get to see any that day, but all sorts of seabirds, all sorts of wildlife. We saw fish jumping, which was kind of cool. And we learned later on the ship from the guest lecturer that was on the ship that if fish are jumping, it's because something's chasing them. So who knows what was down there, which is kind of exciting.
What was cool is it was all salmon that was jumping. I can't get over how much salmon is in the Alaska area, and I know that's what they're known for. But it was just really weird to see these fish they jump kind of up and sideways, and then you know that there was something underneath them that was chasing them. And there are a lot of orcas in the area that really don't reveal themselves always. I had seen one earlier that morning, so it was pretty cool.
At the end, Mike took us back to the port where we got off the raft, got all of our gear off, and then dropped us back at the port where we could enjoy some time before getting back on board the ship.
And I will say that this particular tour is over 2 hours. It was really worth whatever money we did spend. It wasn't too bad. I think it was about $120 a person, right?
I have no idea.
We'll
look it up.
No, look it up.
Now we have one bonus to talk about, which is in the port at Sitka. And that's a fabulous little shopping area, lots of cute restaurants.
Yeah, and we did stop at one to have like a drink.
Yeah, a really big drink. So we went to this place called Halibut Point Crab and Chowder, but it's the home of the Crabby Mary.
Which ends up being a very tall and wide Bloody Mary with a lot of blue crab inside of it. It was unbelievably huge.
It was. We went with 2 friends, so there were 4 of us, and we started by ordering 4 Crabby Marys. And then when we saw how enormous they were, with 2 crab legs coming out of them, we told her to stop at 2. And as it was, we each pair shared one and only drank about half of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Such good flavor. And the crab is caught fresh every day. So if you go there and enjoy a Crabby Mary, start with one for your whole group and then order another one if you want to. We didn't order any actual food, but the food there looked amazing as well. So that's our little talk about Volcanic Coast Ocean Raft Exploration Excursion in Sitka, Alaska. Comment below, let us know what was your favorite thing to do when you visited Sitka and where else we should go next time we're in Alaska.
All right. Well, it's nice seeing all of you, and goodbye.
Bye.